Hey guys, what's up? It's La, and today I am bringing ya another episode of Car Rides with Shla. What could I use as giving ya another episode? That episode, I don't like how it sounds. I wish there was a word that could rhyme a little bit better than that. Spent all last night with my limited time that I did have to try to figure out the drive corruption issue with my computer. Didn't work. Also tried all this morning with all the time that I had to fix it. Still is not working. So I may have to just reinstall Windows. I'm not really sure. I'm going to still try to fix it some more. I'm not going down without a fight. You know what I mean? But I'm not really thinking about getting my hopes up. I'm assuming I'm probably going to have to just reset it. Because there's no reason to just get my hopes up. I don't think there's any time for that. Hope being up is not. I'm realizing there's an annoying... You know what, though? Actually, I should just have it on this side. The problem with these vent things is it doesn't... I want to have my recording thing closer to my driver's side, and I could put it in this vent, I guess. But the problem is when you attach it to the vent, it makes the vent unusable. So, because it has to be straight. And, yeah, I don't know. Random thought I'm not explaining very well. The vent on the left, because my phone's on the left, and I usually have that pointed upwards at my phone. I could put the phone that I record with there, but if I put that there, then I won't be able to have it upward at the phone, which I don't like that, because I like having the AC vent pointed slightly up at my phone, even though I'm sure... Probably has a very marginal effect on things. Doesn't really matter to me. Now, what else was I going to talk about? Because I'm sure there was something. I knew I was going to talk about something else too. But I guess that's that. We're getting gas this morning, and I did get out earlier, as I've been wanting to on the gas days. I don't know if I will be quite as early as last time, but we should be pretty good. We're obviously experimenting with letting the capacity get down further, because up until now, I would let the needle, really the second it hit the... Actually, you know what? I'm not really sure. Maybe I did do it. I would wait until it would get to a quarter, but I would usually err on the side of caution. So if it was instead of 25%, let's say it was going to be 28%, I would just fill it up then. I wouldn't let it go down to 22, even though it's kind of close. And now I'm going to err more on the side of just letting it go, because I think that makes more sense. Especially given what I know, because again, you're eliminating an entire extra trip to the gas station, which is not only mentally superior, but it may just be less wear and tear on the car, because like I said, in order to get gas, it's more wear on the car, and then... because the ways that I have to go a different way to get gas, so it's more wear on the car. And then, in addition to that, you are avoiding an entire shift into park, an entire ignition turn on and off. I mean, I just don't know that it's worth it to be that obsessive about the gas tank thing. I mean, I'm still going to have 90 miles of range left. We'll see. It'll probably hit the low gas indicator, but it'll be right around when I get there. So, I think my timing's sufficient. But yeah, I guess we're just back on the slow grind. This week it's already, so today's Wednesday, July 23rd. I think things are going smoothly along. I get my check. I get paid next week. And then after that, after I get paid next week, I am going to have to pay car insurance, which is a huge blow. And then I have to wait another 2 weeks before I feel like I really get a boost of a check. So I'm still not really buying anything, which kind of, like I said, I really want that good wool clothing. But we'll have to see, and I'm still kind of thinking about it because, I don't know. It's really expensive, but I think for me, I'll like it a lot. I'll probably be more comfortable in it than cotton, which is what I have now. I have cotton. But who knows? We'll just have to see. We will just have to see. Not really sure if I have much to get into deep today, guys. We were in a deep streak for a while, delivering a lot of interesting content. I mean, should we continue to try to navigate that when we're talking about fairness and things? Yeah, I don't know. I think that is an interesting point, though, about, because let's not sugarcoat it. The billionaires do make the system more favorable for themselves. But the whole point is that I brought up is, how is it morally wrong if people don't do anything about it? Like, we could have voted in different politicians that would act differently. Like, a lot of it just seems like a failure on human condition. It doesn't really seem like, I guess I just don't get it. I don't understand, because we would basically have to assume nobody would ever want to be a billionaire, which obviously there's always going to be humans who do. And even if you establish a system that has, like, a lot of people on the left, I think, talk about, there shouldn't really be billionaires, which is honestly a concept I think makes a lot of sense, right? But I don't see how somewhere down the road you wouldn't just inevitably have billionaires pop up eventually, because over time, especially if you had as utopian of a system as the just a socialist system, if you had that system, I think quality of life would get a lot better for lower income people, and that would eventually lead to complacency. I think it would gradually lead to, because this already happened as far as I'm concerned. I think life got so good in America that people just didn't need to vote. And a lot of people took that on as a liberty. And that's a failure of human condition. The fact that a lot of people stopped voting and caring about voting is a failure on human condition. The fact that people vote ignorantly is a failure on human condition. So it all cycles back to that. Because I don't think we'd have half the problems that we have, not even if everybody had the same physical genetics as I do, but the same mental aptitude. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, just if people could think about things, I guess, in the way that I think about them. I think that's really the main kind of important trait that is lacking. Is I've never been able to have a conversation with somebody in this type of way, and I guess that's why I find more of a home recording. Prior till now, I was just trying to. I was trying to find it through people. I wanted to find somebody to talk to. And I guess I've basically given up on that because nobody I've talked to has actually been able to match it in the same way. I don't know. And again, it's really not an ego thing, because I would want somebody to be. It's not like I'm trying to be. That's like the thing. I've never wanted to be better. Those thoughts have not come into my mind. What's come into my mind is I've wanted to be intelligent. I've thought about that. So maybe there is an ego component in that, but I don't see it that way. I guess I see it as like I just want to be at the highest intellect of whatever my potential is. I'm not seeing it as like I want to be the most intelligent to just to be the best. Like I don't know that I think of it as a competitive thing. I'm seeing it through a system. And so systemically, I want to be able to work with the most brain power I can within my framework. I'm not really seeing it as like a competition, like, oh, I'm smarter than this person, I'm smarter than that person. You guys get what I'm saying? That's just not really how I'm thinking about it. So I don't know. I always just get really concerned about that, though, because there's a lot of people out there where I feel like they would just think these things I'm saying are just egotistical, but I don't really think that's the point. It's hard to navigate, and I don't want to be blind to any ego bias that does exist. But I just mean, in general, when I talk to other people, I don't think I usually get too emotional about my arguments. So I've seen it before where when a lot of people are getting proven wrong, they really start to falter and start to just totally mess up. I don't really do that. If I'm called out for being wrong, like, I usually don't push it. But I notice a lot of people have argued with me very poorly, and it comes down to emotional things, ego stuff. So I want to believe that when I have arguments or discussions about things or have opinions about things, I'd want to believe that I'm not subject to that. But, doing that could be dangerous, because then if you really believe that, what does it mean? Well, it means that those biases could come through because you're no longer cognizant of it or watching for it. So I'm always watching for it. It's not like I'm not, you know what I mean? But yeah, you keep it in mind. Back to the fairness thing. It's kind of, well, and it's one of those things too where, is it moral for a billionaire to not be charitable or to hoard and all that stuff? Is it moral? Is it? Like, and again, if somebody needs to be told to do something, how moral is that? So it's forced. Now, bear in mind as well, we would have to have a global socialist shift, because wealthy people they would just move to a different country if things had such a sudden tax increase or whatever. Now, I've heard that the data on that is apparently that is a dramatized thing, that not that many people move just because of wealth. But still, I think it's a relevant metric to some extent. You would need a global system that would prioritize socialism and fairness economics. I don't think if one country does it that really solves anything. And I think the other thing a lot of us don't realize is that a lot of other countries are so far off from that. I mean, really, if you, as even a moderately rich American, you could probably move to Africa and live like a king. Well, actually, wait, I don't know. Because I heard in some of these other countries, they purposely upcharge a ton on foreigners and stuff. So maybe you wouldn't live like a king. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just saying, obviously, if you have a good amount of dollar and you move to a different country, you become like super rich. But I'm not. I don't know that I want to do that. I'm just saying it's something that people do. Like I said, though, for me, I'm fine with being in America, but I can understand why a lot of people are not. Because if you're living the archetypal American dream, America's not really a good place for you. Because, well, if you're healthy, I guess you can fool around, but you really need to be healthy in America in order to be happy here. It just doesn't seem like our doctor or health infrastructure is good at all. I don't want to get involved with it. Like, I know I should probably go to the doctor, but I don't. Just because I don't see a reason to. I think like I said, it's going to eventually be a luxury for people in my generation. Although the problem is a lot of people are going to need it. So I don't know. I don't think I'm really going to, especially if I take care. Now, obviously anything could happen, but it's really, really not likely that I will anytime soon. I mean, obviously you have to think about that stuff more so as you get older, but for now I'm just doing what I can with what I got, just doing what I can with what I got. But that fairness thing always confused me, and I think it put me at a severe difference. I remember, and again, I don't think these views necessarily reflect what I think now, but back when I was a teenager in, I want to say it was 8th grade, or possibly 9th, there were two people. Well, there was my friend, and we were kind of arguing over if rich people have to be charitable with their money. And I was saying no, they don't have to be. And he was saying, yeah, they do. And then he asked someone else, and the other person agreed as well. So I guess my thinking about things has just been different even since a young age. And I don't know what led me to believe that is just like a truth kind of statement, that technically nobody has to be charitable. And I think I said that, like, it's not good, but it's not... I don't understand how you could say they have to, you know? Because that's where I think it gets a little bit confusing and and strange, you know? But obviously that showed something about my inclinations as a person. I still don't know though, like I said, I think it's tricky figuring out what the true moral is, or what God would think. It's obviously difficult to think like God. It's a difficult thing to try to do. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure, but you know, you really can't. Could spend lifetimes trying to do that. Trying to figure out what the solutions to all these problems are. I just know that I need to hopefully grab as many hours as I can, and then I'm probably at least going to be okay, even if things are tight. But the problem is the economy is tight now, and if I have to assume, I'm going to get about a 4% raise each year, realistically. And rent goes up more than that on average each year. So I don't see how that's going to work. I mean, even if I'm doing all the hours that I'm doing, I still don't really think it's enough, which is a little bit crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Because I'm doing so much and it's still just not really enough. So that's kind of it's an interesting thing, I suppose. I'm hoping, though, that, again, I truly hope I can get some extra income through my channel at some point. I just think, and I think about this a lot. I know I've mentioned it before, but I do truly think about this a lot. One of the main issues is that I can't live stream. I really think that the nature of my content is going to be best appreciated by people in a live stream format. I'd be really good at live streaming. This is the way I am, is just very suitable for that format. People who make videos nowadays are just into the polish of it. And not saying I would stop doing, I would keep doing the car rides with Schla as well, but even live streaming car rides with Schla, it might make more sense to do that. I think I talked about that before, so it's all things I kind of have to look into, because this is serious, you know? I don't see why I shouldn't be live streaming right now. I don't know how to necessarily get that set up, because again, I have the camera recording, I have the mic recording, and I don't know if there's a phone. There probably is. I guess I could look into it if there's a mobile software that allows you to stream on multiple platforms and stuff. There probably is, but it's just tricky because I want to get the microphone to work, but also have the video as two separate things. But I just think I really need to think about that, because if I did live stream it when I did it, That would definitely improve views, I'm sure. I'm certain I would get more views, and I truly could live stream it. And I just don't. I just don't, just because this is what I'm used to. I mean, I like recording. I think that's part of it. I just like it. It's a little less flashy, but I definitely, being a streamer is really what I need to do. That's really what, I just know it, and that's why it's a shame I don't have the time to. Trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out how I would have the time to. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? I will have to get gas pretty soon, by the way. I think I've been cutting out the silence, but I don't know if I did last time I got gas. But what I wanted to say is my Apple Watch did not track my sleep properly last night. It said I only slept. I fell asleep at 11:30, which I know is not the case. I was probably asleep so much sooner than that. And then when I edited it, I thought it was just going to add in. I edited in poorly, and then now it just deleted all my sleep data for the night. So I'm really confused and ticked off, and I'm going to research and if there's a way to get it back, but I have a feeling it just wiped it, which is like, oh, okay. That's great, right? What else is new? I don't know. I guess it's just one day, and now I'll know how to add stuff in more properly in the future. But again, I'm really surprised because I've been tracking my sleep this whole year, 2025, and that's never happened. Not once has it incorrectly gauged. I wonder if it's because I had just taken it off the charger. I don't know. I don't really see why that would matter, but I guess it's possible. Yeah, no, the low gas thing didn't even pop up, I don't think. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. It still says I have 94 hours of hours. 94 miles of range as well, so I think that's probably the sweet spot, especially because the indicator didn't even pop up yet. Well, now, of course, people are all up in here. Oh, no, I guess I can turn around that way. Oh, well, the guy didn't even... Yeah, that's silly. I didn't even need to do this. The guy, I thought a guy was getting gas, but he wasn't. Kind of silly, but hey, we're figuring it out. Alrighty. It's just usually, I don't know. I don't usually run into issues here, but it is what it is. Anyways, guys, I will be back momentarily. And I didn't even get anything ready as I usually do, but I'll be right back. Man, I don't know if it was the pump or my car, but that was like annoying. That's the first time that's ever happened. It just kept doing the thing where I had to keep pressing the thing over and over again. I'm like, that's crazy. It's just so crazy. I think I did it the right way, though. Like, I think we're fine, but just like, why does it need to be that way, right? Yeah, usually I have my card ready in advance. I forgot to do that, so kind of silly, but it is what it is. This is what we're doing. Still ended up working out fine. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. I don't know, the pump kind of sounded louder than usual too. It almost sounded like more air. So I don't know if it was like if the pump was low on fuel or what was really. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the problem was. But I hope it's not just the car being annoying, because that I've never had an issue with it before. Guess there's just no point in thinking about it that much, right? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Guess we'll just keep monitoring it. Well, I'd really like to make this light, but I can't remember if it's a short one or not, so I don't know whether to rush it. But, I think we're going to make it. I think we're having really impressive light luck, actually. Wow. I think we're getting very impressive light luck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking about right now. It's strange. It's very strange. Do I really have nothing to say? I guess so. I guess I'm out. Out of ammunition. I always thought when I started the manual I was gonna end up switching to auto for I was gonna end up switching to the automatic for like if I'm driving around certain areas where it's more annoying, it's more stop and go. But I just don't like it. I guess I thought the manual was going to be a lot more annoying than it is. I mean, of course, if I actually had to drive a real manual, it would probably be a lot more difficult. So there is that. But I'm not really sure. I think I just like it. I mean, I probably prefer the fake manual, of course. Like, the fake manual, the only advantage of the real manual, like I've said, is I want to skip gears, which is interesting. Skipping gears is interesting. I think I've talked about that a lot, because there's a lot of, I think skipping second makes a lot of sense. Actually, the more I think about it, it's probably second to fourth. You'd probably skip third most. I have a feeling you'd skip third most. Well, something I can talk about is how, I don't know, it seems like I drive a lot better than other people. Like, person in front of me, I saw them at a red light, and I just waited. I didn't race to the red light, and I never had to touch my brake, whereas they obviously did. And we're at the same spot now, because now at the next light was red. So I always win. I always win, and I never have to touch. I just don't understand how people drive, honestly, because I don't even touch my brake pedal. I just don't even. Most of the time, I don't touch it unless I have to, and that's really how it should work. Because I don't even think people understand, and I didn't really either, that tires were one of the largest polluters, sources of pollution. Brakes are too. It's not even just the cars and the driving itself that's the problem. It's, it's the, it's not just the burning of gas. It's actually, I think, it might be more. I'm not sure about the braking, but I know the tires especially may actually be more than the gas. So that's something to bear in mind, I suppose. But yeah, this is a record. We're making record time, and it's very exciting. And now I don't have to be thinking about... What was I going to say? Oh yeah, stopping early, because I just let the camera roll, and I keep talking to y'all. It's actually good too, because I can get a timing for how much extra time the gas takes up and stuff. Well, getting the gas, what it does to my schedule, and I'm not really ready or doing this super properly. No, I think we're good. It's a good day. Today is starting off to be good. Maybe that's it for the struggle. Maybe it's time for shine. Time for shine. There we go. That's fire. This is the earliest I've ever been here. Guys, this is fire. Did I park? Yeah, sometimes. That's actually something that happened when I had my first car, my Mini Cooper. I parked it. No, I turned the engine off without putting it into park. And then I was confused because the key wouldn't turn, and I was really nervous. And I had eventually come to terms with the problem. And the problem was that I forget actually what I did, but somehow I was able to shift it into park, and then it let me crank the key. I'm not sure exactly how that worked or why that worked. I guess they wouldn't let that happen on a newer car, but it was a super new... I guess I'm just gonna stop the camera recording. It was a new Mini... No, not that... What am I saying? What am I saying right now? The older... It was a CVT Mini. It was a Mini with the CVT, not with the manual. So, I think that is the main issue. Is it had the CVT, and maybe they just didn't really design stuff that well back then, but I have a feeling in this car it just wouldn't let me do that. I think if I tried to stop the engine with it in drive, it just doesn't let you. Maybe all cars were like that though, actually. Even all the old automatics. I'm not sure what kind of systems they had in place, so It's interesting, something I've never looked into. Well, it's actually not really interesting. I think this conversation, it started kind of interesting, but now it's getting pretty boring, so I think I've kind of overstayed my tenor. I don't know how you would make that into a saying, I guess. I don't know. I think you guys have had enough, but sadly, I'm not done yet. So I will be soon though. I just want to get some things together. This is a long episode. Oh, well, it's a fake long episode. No, actually, I think it still cracks 40. I think it does. Because even with the gas, I doubt. Actually, no, it might. With all this extra extent, no, it might not. It's gonna be really close. That's what I think. Prediction. Big prediction. We will just have to see how things go. All right, guys. I still am not ready, actually. I'm still here. That's just something I said on my recent album. Is it time to make music again? Am I not making enough music? Maybe. I haven't felt compelled to. I was actually making music for a bit, but have not been doing that, so. Yep. I was kind of thinking about it and doing some stuff, but I don't know, it just hasn't been. And then now that my computer's messed up, I literally can't. So that's great, right? That's great. Because Windows is terrible. And they don't have better systems in place for these kind of issues. I think it just got corrupted. Alright, it's time to go, guys. It's been Schla, but now it's time to buy Schla. So, see you, Schla.